Welcome back to the Legacy Electric Z build. Today we're making battery covers. This episode is brought to you by fiberglass. In blue, green. We have 12 days left.
All right, now go ahead and get outside the car.
Anything for the intro, bro. Don't worry, we didn't get it dirty.
You didn't break nothing. I heard some crunch.
Nah.
How did you go about making this? This looks very intricate. You got a lot of little detail going on.
Yeah, we got our V-weave in the center.
Damn, I didn't even notice that at first.
It's not a legacy episode if we don't talk about the V-weave in the center and stabilized carbon fiber.
Just stabilize
I've talked about it so many times. But I'm gonna keep talking about it because it's cool and we have a lot of it. Just like all of our carbon parts that we're making on this, well, pretty much all of them, we, made a plug first, then made a mold from that, and made the carbon part from that. So we started with the plug. We already had this section of steel from when we laid the hood down. So the hood was laying across here, and then this section of steel, the lower section. I added another section of steel on top of it that was wider to the plug, and then I slid a piece of steel in behind it. It's a bunch of little tacks. And I tested with the hood and I realized that it was actually just barely hitting right here. So I put 2 slices in the piece of steel and just pushed it a little lower. So that's why you have this little relief here.
Arch.
Yeah, it's cool. It adds a little detail to this so it's not just straight flat too. I made sure that this was nice and pronounced, so this is where the hood's gonna literally sit. So we have the hood lining up here. We have to make sure that line's exactly dead on, which it is, and then we have the air dam lining up right here with the same line in the center. So that was really tricky, making sure that all the measurements were correct. So then after that, we of course sanded the plug. I just did a bunch of mud work here, made sure it was thicker because I knew I was gonna have to bump up over stuff. So sanded the plug. We used the Partle Paste Partle Paste wax it, wax on, wax off, Mr. Miyagi style. Sprayed it with PVA, like all of our stuff. And then we made a fiberglass mold. The 188, don't quote me on that, the orange tooling gel coat that we always use. Mm-hmm. And then 4 layers of, I think we did 7-ounce fiberglass, the woven stuff. Yeah, and so for the part itself, we of course use the stabilized 3K for the first layer. And then that is the only carbon that's in here actually. Well, stabilized 3K here and here, and this is just regular 3K so it can bend up here. That's the one downside to stabilized. It can't conform to a lot of curves very well because it's got that weave locking the back of it.
It's that stabilization.
Yeah, exactly, all the stabilization. But yeah, so under that though is 3 layers of that same 7-ounce woven fiberglass. And we did that because carbon fiber is actually conductive like most metals. So we didn't really want a conductive, like you wouldn't make a battery box out of steel in case something happens and this pushes down and contacts into the top of the batteries, which it's like 3 inches at the closest spot, just because of how this is made. Or maybe like 2 actually at the closest spot, but either way, it's enough that I feel pretty safe about it. And it's got 3 bars running through this that are structural, so we're good. But you know, just to be safe, all the underside of this is fiberglass. So this all turned out really, really nice. I'm super happy with this. I just ran a thick foam gasket on the back of it. It's like this little foamy boy. It's sticky on one side. This whole section, wherever it contacts it here, I have that foam stuff here. Just to keep it,
rattles.
well, that and like keeping it weather tight and,
Okay.
you know, I'm not really gonna try to drive this thing in the rain or anything, but you know, if I wash it, it's, even if water did get behind it, it has channels to run, it's not gonna get to the actual batteries, but another layer of protection. Then we just ran some riv nuts and some bolts in here, and then I actually had to, I didn't want to chop all this out for the hood, so we actually clearanced it exactly where it needed to go for the latch. Actually, look at this, it's rubbing a little bit off the sand there. But yeah,
Some tight clearance. I was like, it ain't
It's
no way
tight.
that's gonna make it.
But hey,
You
it looks
showed-
good.
You showed how it worked. I'm like, damn.
yeah, we got the
Playing
other one
level
too. Phew. Nice. Yeah, so we have our hood hinges. Actually, that's not my hood hinge, that's Patrick's hood hinge. Mine is over here. We lost it for about 2 hours and we were running around like, I can't find it. But we found it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the front battery box, but that is the less intricate out of the two. So let's go on to the center trans tunnel.
Those are a nice set of carbon fiber boots.
Can go through the other way, but with these clamps in the way, it's maybe easier. I don't know. Maybe not. Heck yeah, that was way easier.
Shit, my feet sticking to the floor.
I think it's nice and flexible.
And you got throwing a charger now.
I know, right?
Throw some tape on the backside. Too late.
Yeah.
You know, it's fast
Yeah.
charging.
There you go. It's charging, bro.
It's thunderous.
This was, if you remember back in the day when we first took the Chevy Volt cover off of it, we used that cover for just a bit of this geometry, honestly. Section from like here to here, that was pretty much used from the Chevy Volt battery pack, the cover. So I just started with the cover, and I laid like a bunch of 2x4s in here, some MDF, and then just kind of got everything screwed in place so it was all close. And then I cut and shaped some like metal panels to sit in here. This is really tight because like I'm gonna have to drill a hole here, but the seat belt mount comes through here. Yeah, so we're gonna put a bunch of these Rotolock, I think these are M5 or M6, I don't remember. I think they're M6. Yeah, so these will inset into the floor, and then they will get epoxied in and bonded, and that way we can thread down into them. The holes that we've already drilled don't go all the way through the floor though, they just go through the first sheet and then into the foam, because we have a 1/2 inch thick floor here. These are perfect. I'm actually gonna throw these on my website because these are actually kind of hard to find. So I keep buying them in bulk. I literally just bought like another 100 pack of them. But yeah, so if you want some Rotolock guys these are great for composites, but you could also tack weld them on the back of stuff.
It was a highly requested item.
Yeah, so I'll put them on my website as well, just so we have them. Most of the design of this is just like making sure the batteries are covered, making sure I have enough room for all the BMS system that's gonna go underneath it. I wanna make sure I had enough room for my SICK cup holders. Of course you need beverages.
What's that other hole for?
So this is gonna be a hole for a MagSafe Apple charger. Your newer phones zoop right to them. Magnet. I got a USB-C to power leads thing, and then I got something that bumps the 12 volt down to 9 volt is the most you can. It took a lot of research actually, but 9 volts is the most you can put through one of these to charge it the fastest. So I'm gonna have 9 volts charging my car. This is a street car. We're getting all of the amenities here. We're not gonna have AC by SEMA, but you know, We'll continue to develop this car after SEMA, but yeah.
I seen you had some nice little Kenwoods back there.
Oh yeah, we got speakers in this boy now.
Don't blow it out.
2 speakers, that's all I got. They'll be enough. This will be a nice quiet car.
We'll throw in a big 15-inch sub in the trunk.
Never, dude.
This thing rattling.
I had 2 12s in my first car, an Acura Integra, and that thing was obnoxious. I thought I was cool as hell.
I got 2 12s in my Tahoe. Sony explodes.
Explodes, yeah. I might have the same ones, I don't know. I just need a little bit of
You know
music.
you're old when you get yourself carbon fiber cup holders.
Dude, those cup holders are sick. Don't be, you're jealous. I know you're
I
jealous.
am jealous. You did it first.
Look at this.
It don't need to be carbon fiber, but you did it first.
Yeah, they're not bonded in, obviously. They're just chilling. I mean, some water bottles might go like all fucking crazy, but whatever. It's cool. We got cup holders. We need a little something, go to Cars and Coffee, and then where are you going to put your coffee?
Well, I mean, hopefully you got a big enough cup holder for the big guys coffee.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be drinking small cups.
Dude, yeah. I feel like I'm pretty much just like taking every project car that I've built recently, I'm taking all the things that annoy me about them and making sure this has none of those things. Driving the green 2002, I learned AC is very important. I really need AC. Driving the other 2002, I've taken that to Cars and Coffee a bunch of times. It has no cup holders. People make cup holder attachments for them, but I did not put I didn't get any of those in mine. But yeah, we have a removable trans tunnel cover, battery cover thing. Again, this is also
I keep hitting the mic on the car. Sorry, y'all.
yeah. This is also 3 layers of fiberglass with a single layer of carbon fiber on the outside.
Okay.
I may add some of that Soric core, whatever the hexagon foam stuff to stabilize it a little more, because it is a little
Flimsy?
A little weeble wobbly. We're gonna have upholstery in here. We're gonna have, dude, the dash is upholstered, the nice door panels. These little covers are all getting upholstered. The top pieces are getting upholstered.
Yeah, you definitely dude, progressing as a project builder.
Luxury. Yeah,
the other 240 has none of this.
That's why everyone's like, oh my god, like whatever track car. I'm like, I'm building this so I can drive it on the street. I want to be able to drive this thing every day through the city. But I mean, power steering, power brakes. What other things do you need in a car that you're gonna drive around every day? It's pretty much, it's an automatic. There's nothing complicated about driving this thing, except for like the crazy body and all the
only
shit
thing that would
sticking out
scare me about the city are the roads.
Yeah.
And you live in
And the other
Baltimore,
drivers.
and people cannot drive to save their life. Sorry, y'all, but it's a fact.
Yeah. Well, defensive driving, people.
Stay away from the Ultimas and big Maxima
Ultima energy.
Sorry, Nissan folk, but we all know.
I mean, we're building a Nissan, so it's fun. Big Ultima energy is so funny though. Yeah, dude, it's getting late. We've been building this car, dude. I've done, I think like 86 days straight of no days off, 10 hours at least on this a day. Some days have been 13, 14 hours, but today's not too bad. It's 10 p.m. Been here since 9, 13, and we're probably got another hour here, but whatever. SEMA crunch. We have 12 days. It's on the calendar. We got to bond our roof on. We got to do a lot of other cool stuff, but we're gonna get there.
No cap.
No cap.